Hi, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Mayor Tyler Moore Show here on the Kokomo Post. My name is Drew Larison. This is MTM. Mr. Mayor, how are you?
Doing well, thanks. How are you this fine day?
I'm good.
Awesome. Great.
It's been a good Monday.
Good start to Monday. Yeah, a little brisk, but the sun's shining. So a little excitement yesterday morning. Everybody waking up to a little sleet or snow-covered ice that kind of worked its way in late Saturday night, and overnight it was kind of surprising. But
welcome to
Indiana.
January in Indiana.
Right? Probably be 60 tomorrow.
I wish. That'd be fun. Yeah. Well, welcome back to another episode of the Mayor Tyler Moore Show. This show, of course, is partnered with our friends over at Robert Miller and Son Furniture.
Has been.
And the New Year sale is here.
Yes, it is.
Robert Miller and Son. And it's a great time to refresh your home. For a limited time, you can save up to 50% off in their in-store clearance items. If you'd rather create something that fits your space perfectly, they're also offering 30% off all custom orders.
Wow.
You choose your fabric, you choose your style and your comfort, and let them build you the piece that you've been wanting. It's a new year and a new chance to make your home feel brand new again. Stop in, take a look around, and see what kind of savings you can start the new year with. The New Year sale is happening right now through February at Robert Miller and Son. Come in and find something you'll love. Shout out to Robert Miller and Son for
just in time for Valentine's Day.
100%.
Next month.
Yeah. I am unsure about the timeline of those custom orders, but you might be able to get something in by then.
I bet. Yeah.
They're chugging along. Not. Love it. Well, sweet. I see some people popping in. Thank you guys for being here today. If you do have a question for the mayor, for the Ask the Mayor segment, which we'll do here in a bit, just leave it in the chat below. I've got my laptop pulled up. I've got notes ready to go. We've
ready to roll.
Quite a few pre-show questions, as always.
Which is always good.
Oh, wow. That's funny. Pre-show questions already pulled up. If you have some live questions, I'll be pulling those over to my notes and we will go from there. Mr. Mayor, what's going on at City Hall this week?
Still first of the year planning for 2026. Still trying to get the summer concert series lined up. Kudos to Kyle Gibson for an amazing summer concert series last summer. Nice. And so looking forward to see what he'll be able to do this year as well. Getting some meetings set up to address the events that many organizations in town want for the 250th celebration for America's founding.
Yeah.
It's a big year. Still working with the Kokomo Soccer Club, so we got a meeting with them to get their spring season set up and the improvements that'll be done to the Wildcat Soccer Complex there that Mayor Goodnight had originally established there where Berkeley tees into Markland across the street from the jail. So looking forward to that. So just, again, early year planning.
Yeah. Big year ahead in 2026.
Look out.
Love it. Very cool. All right. Well, let's dive into these questions that we have today.
Excellent.
Excited for some of these questions today. They are great questions as always. So please, if you have any questions, leave them in the chat below. Appreciate it. Let me see here. Let me get these pulled up. First one is from Andrew on Facebook. Hey. What are your thoughts on AI data centers? Will you approve tax abatements to bring them here, or would you try to prohibit their construction?
I mean, data centers have come a long way since their original inception. I know a lot of people were worried about the utilities that were required to the data centers. A lot of the biggest concern, I think, was water, but a lot of what they're doing now is recycled type water. So they bring in that initial supply, but then use that. Not real interested in entertaining much tax abatements because they don't bring a lot of employees, and a lot of times abatements are tied to employment numbers. But the assessed valuation that that facility could bring is definitely something that we would sit down and discuss and investigate if they're ever interested in looking into Howard County.
Have you jumped into this AI bandwagon? Do you use it at all, like during the day?
I haven't. I mean, I just see what everybody else has.
Sure. Like
what
the
they do.
videos and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Interesting. I use it all day, every day. So I am a big fan.
It is amazing. I mean, just how freaky, crazy it comes up with just text and photos and videos and just, I mean, it's in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, it's bonkers. We use it a lot for certain things and super handy. Yeah. Okay. Next question is from Micah on Facebook. Can the city of Kokomo donate land and or a building for a free indoor play area? Yes, I'm still on this. This is not the first time she's asked. Okay. I'll work on the grants and volunteer all my time and resources running it and getting it done. Similar to the one in Columbus, Indiana. Kind of kidding. But I would say, but wouldn't say no to an opportunity.
Yeah. So we visited the one in Columbus, and it's actually an area within their community center. And so looking at a community, it's community type convention center, or not necessarily performing arts, but it's got an area upstairs for larger events and even shows or productions, and a play area with a few restaurants down below. So I mean, yes, it's definitely something that we've tossed around and looked at areas. There's no ground currently that the city owns that would be conducive to that, nor is there any budgeted line item for that. But it's something that has been discussed, has been talked about. There's definitely a need, and a lot of folks looking for things for kids to do. I mean, primarily teenagers, so we'd have to hopefully find a way to work that in as well. But it's definitely something that's being considered, but it would be something that we would have to acquire in order to do. But there's possibilities.
Always, yeah. Next question is from Jocelyn on Facebook.
Hey.
When are they going to fix the sewer system out in Indian Heights or the surrounding neighborhoods? Jocelyn on Facebook.
I know that when there's issues that come up, we're out there and addressing them, but I don't know what specific sewer issues they may have. I know drainage is always an issue in some of the areas. A lot of times, too, that's due to either brush or debris getting into the storm grates and water not draining properly. But I guess I'm not familiar with, it's obviously an aging system. And so our wastewater treatment facility and crews address the issues as they come up. But she's got specific issues or problems in mind. She can email me at mayor@cityofkokomo.org, and I can have our wastewater treatment plant, our crews, look specifically into any particular issues. So,
got it. Next question is from William on Facebook, which this has been talked about before.
Okay.
I have a question, says William. Great. This is a great place for those. How did our mayor and council rationalize giving themselves a raise if the city needed more revenue to the point of charging a trash fee? Inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah, so non-contractuals across the board received a 1% raise. The unions had 2, 3, 4 or something, those union workers. But that was rolled in, and it actually, I think collectively between the council, myself, clerk, I think the total increase to the budget with that was $2,000-$3,000. Not that necessarily justifies it or is right, but obviously the trash fee was to bring in larger revenue to help address the equipment needs and staffing needs for our street department, which then also frees up funds within the general budget for the other departments like police and fire, parks. Well, no, parks is separate, but police, fire, and wastewater. So I guess that's, not necessarily a justification. It was just something that had been passed in the budget generally, collectively, for all non-contractuals to receive that. And I know there are some council members that are turning their 1% raise, back to the general budget, since it's already been budgeted and collected. So there are a few council members that are writing checks for the somewhere between $100 and $200 for that.
Okay. And Johnny on Facebook had a roughly exact similar question. Okay. So there you go, Johnny, too. Danny on Facebook, what about the wastewater being sub-pumped into Kickapoo in Indian Heights at 5113 that needs fixed. I messaged you in the city many times. This is year 2 and the problem still exists. How would you like to live with that situation? Danny on Facebook.
So water being pumped from the house, I think I know what here she's talking about. They're pumping it from their basement. I'm assuming if there's water collecting down in their basement, down their driveway to the street, where then it then drains. But obviously, with the temperatures, I think the photos that they sent, it when it works its way down, it freezes before it has the opportunity to drain. So. I'll go back to that address and have that turned in either to code enforcement or wastewater to have them addressed to see if what is actually happening is illegal. I know if it's just pumping water down the street to the curbs to then work its way into the stormwater. Yes, it's unfortunate that it's collecting a little and freezing, but we'll definitely have code enforcement look into it.
Okay. Caitlin on Facebook, do we ever plan on raising the minimum wage to something livable? Before anyone comments that he isn't in charge of that, yes, he can. Cities and counties can set their own minimums, provided that they don't fall below the state or federal minimum. Caitlin on Facebook.
Okay. It's not something that we've considered or that's been brought up outside of this. I know that we would probably consult with the Chamber of Commerce. Obviously to see how businesses would respond to that as well. Because yes, all for livable wage and for businesses to pay what they should legally be paying their employees, but it's not been something that's been discussed at the local level just because of its impact or the influence from the state or federal level. So I guess something we can discuss, but again, it'd be something that we would probably take to the chamber or to the businesses and corporations in our community.
Okay, got it. Eric on Facebook, where are these battery plant jobs at?
Working their way back. So there's, as I understand it, probably between 700 and 800 out there now. They're in the process of retooling a few of the lines to manufacture different battery storage products. And so here in the next month or two, there'll be a handful of workers between 200 and 300 coming back to the plant to retool those lines and work on those lines. And then it's our understanding that the summer of 26, they will then be hiring or bringing back hiring, however you want to look at it, around 350 or so to then work on those lines as they then work towards the fourth or complete the third line, work towards the fourth line, and slowly ramp up. A lot of it was affected by the transition in leadership in Washington and the emphasis taken from the electric vehicle manufacturing through that transition in administration as well. And so they're slow rolling, but are still assuring us that retooling and doing different battery storage products there in that facility will slowly bring those jobs back to where they had hoped to be a few years ago.
Okay. I've heard that same thing, different kind of batteries and things like that. All right. Before we move on, let's give a shout out to a new show sponsor here, Affordable Pest Management. Affordable Pest Management is Indiana's trusted choice for residential and commercial pest control. Wait a minute.
Have a little. There they are.
Boom, baby.
Nice.
They deliver fast, reliable service with honest pricing and same-day emergency responses when you need it most. They handle everything from general pests like ants, spiders, roaches, and bedbugs to wildlife issues involving raccoons, squirrels, bats, and groundhogs. Their team also provides crawl space cleanouts, vapor barrier installation, insulation upgrades, gutter cleaning, power washing, holiday light installation, and more.
Holy cow.
Protecting your home and business inside and out. Homeowners, landlords, business owners, and property managers rely on APM for clear communication, professional inspections, and long-term solutions that save money. Call them today at 765-450-8584 or visit indianaapm.com to schedule a service or request a free quote.
There you go.
Thank you for them for being a new partner of the show.
Deal.
Next question is Becky on Facebook. Why doesn't an officer that has taken a report of a break-in return calls from the victim? That sounds personal, Becky. Becky on Facebook.
Return calls from the victim. Okay. I'd have to find out. I mean, obviously, if there is an issue with that, they can call in and ask for one of their superiors, either the captain that happens to be on that shift or over that officer, or even major or chief. I mean, if they're not getting the response, as long as they've got a case number that's been assigned to it, they should be able to get answers, especially if they're the victim. So if they're not getting a response from the officer, definitely call in and ask for one of their superiors to get the answers they need.
Sure. Michelle on Facebook. What protections can we as citizens respect from our police in the event of ICE thugs assaulting Kokomo and Howard County citizens? Michelle on Facebook.
Well, I mean, I've not heard of any ICE activity in the Kokomo area.
Outside of the weather.
Outside.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, if there are officials coming in and acting unlawful or something, obviously it's the Kokomo Police Department's duty to serve and protect our citizens. But at the same time, just as they would with state police actions or investigation or FBI actions or investigations, they would assist ICE at any measures that they would take, again, being lawful and according to law. But first and foremost, they're going to serve and protect the law-abiding, tax-paying citizens of Kokomo.
Okay. Jody on Facebook is similar question, a little deeper.
Okay.
I'd like to ask him what he thinks about his party allowing ICE terrorists to harass America's neighbors and murder Americans. Also, how he feels about Trump threatening war against numerous nations, even saying he will take over their land. All as he's alienating us, turning our allies into enemies who are now saying they will stand up against the U.S. if necessary, because yes, all of that will affect Kokomo as well, including several young men and women from Kokomo who are in the military embracing for the possibility of war. Jody on Facebook.
Well, I mean, the same can be said about any party. I mean, everybody, just because you've got a letter beside your name doesn't mean that you necessarily agree with all of the decisions, all of the actions, all that is being done or said. I don't like the bully tactics that are typically done. There's a much better and humane way to achieve what one may want or need without the threat of violence, the effect of bullying and such. I'm not a big fan of that. And yes, what happens on the national level does trickle down and affect Kokomo. But a lot of what we're able to do or decide or do, I mean, we are reactive in that nature or in that aspect with what happens on the national level or even state level to then address the issues that we can locally with the resources that we have. And fortunately, I'm a big believer that politics really doesn't have a place in local government. A lot of what we do are for the benefit of the citizens that we serve and in the communities. And so sometimes we've got to agree to disagree or still support initiatives or not, again, that your party or the opposing party hands down or agrees with or again, decides on a much larger scale. So, yeah, I mean, we do the best we can locally with what trickles down to us. But yeah, never been a big fan of bully tactics.
Sandy on Facebook, it's another ICE conversation, but
Okay.
whatever happened to, there was a rumor that there was going to be the Speedway Slammer, I think is what it got nicknamed.
That's what they called, yeah.
Is that in operation?
I believe it's still it's the
anything
Miami
since they got
Correctional Facility. So I don't know if that's part of the facility there, if they've designated a part of the Miami Correctional Facility up in Miami County for those detainees, but I don't believe that there's been any activity or any action or detainees taken there.
Okay. I hadn't heard anything since it got announced.
Yeah.
Sandy on Facebook, in the height of all the controversy with protesters against ICE, what will be done if the unlawful actions of some that may come or are here may cause chaos and disruptions to the citizens of Kokomo, blocking streets, yelling, screaming, blowing whistles, and honking horns in neighborhoods or where family homes are? What protections would take place for our citizens if it got out of hand? I'm so all for protesting and what you believe in, but when it gets out of control and interferes in other people's homes, that's a problem for me. I'm aware Kokomo is a much smaller town than Minneapolis, but you never know what's in someone's mind. Sandy on Facebook.
Yeah, and so KPD and the Howard County Sheriff's Department have not only the officers, but SWAT and enforcement groups to help in those situations. And so because they go through constant training to prepare themselves for that, I know you can never totally or completely train for that situation, until you're in it. But I'm confident that the men and women of the Kokomo Police Department and Howard County Sheriff's Department would work in unison, even with Indiana State Police, because I'm sure the state police would come and be involved as well, probably from the Peru Post, that they would do an outstanding job to control and maintain while still respecting the folks' First Amendment rights to protest and to speak out, but to still assure folks' safety, just as they did, back as we were coming out of the pandemic during the Black Lives Matter gatherings and protests that happened, a few of which did occur here in Kokomo.
Got it. Ernie on Facebook, why don't police stop the speeding and crazy driving? Why isn't your noise ordinance enforced? Why is the downtown parking flooded with police cars? Why is Kokomo flooded with panhandlers? Ernie, one at a time. All right. Yeah. Why don't police stop the speeding and crazy driving?
Can't be there or can't catch them all the time. I mean, I know a lot of times, people are, they see that, they witness it, somebody blows through, and even the same with the noise ordinance. I know we received emails, these, cars that drive through that have the subwoofers and stuff in their cars that are rattling people's windows and homes and such as they go past. It's just a matter of being at the right time or right place at the right time to catch those when they are offending. And so as we continue to add numbers to our police department to continue to be more intentional on patrolling, more and less reactional versus proaction, then we'll continue to work towards that. The panhandlers, unfortunately, right now, it's not illegal to do that. We never really know their circumstances. As long as they're not entering traffic or aggressively approaching individuals or vehicles, in either one of those cases, folks are encouraged to report that to the Kokomo Police Department, either 911 or the 411 app that the Kokomo Police Department has. But for now, soliciting for money is not illegal. We have received a few examples of some ordinances in other places that we're considering, but for the same reason that we were criticized for considering and passing, a camping ordinance. We don't want to have folks give the impression that we're criminalizing, folks that are homeless or down on their luck and such, and instead try to find ways to work with them or to get them to the services, supportive services that they need. So hopefully it's not going to continue to increase. It just, I know may seem like it because, the winter months, people are a little more down and out, and may not have the ability to get to those organizations that have those resources or supportive services.
Okay.
So.
Next question was...
Did I get all of them?
You did. You got all of them. Okay. Oh, well, there was also why is downtown parking flooded with police cars? That's because that's where the police station is.
Yeah, well, and it's in the parking garage for now, but obviously a lot of those, they are there as we are rotating and replacing a lot of those. And so slowly we're getting rid of those. And then as the conference center and hotel nears completion, make arrangements to get a lot of those out of that parking garage. But outside of that, you're right. The majority of them are in and around City Hall. So.
Okay. Whitney also had a question about ICE potentially coming to Kokomo, so we covered that. Yep. Next question is from EAHR. Not sure. Why is there no noise-free zones, and where are the cops? We need 15 more just patrolling the north end.
Right. So again, working on increasing those numbers, both police and fire. Both departments had gone through hiring freezes for a number of years. And so as we continue to add, we also have a lot retiring out. And so we're slowly making progress. Would love to have a handful more. We've got plans to bring more on. With the challenge with the police officers is that they've got to spend so many months at the academy. And so when you bring them on, they are then gone for about 3 months for the academy, and then through training with one of the other field training officers on the department. And so it's a slow progression with that. But again, noise ordinance, if they call and we catch them in the act, again, depending on what that decibel level is, they may be under the decibel level, and it may still be within normal day hours to where it's not a violation. It's just annoying. But folks are always welcome to call and have them check it out if it continues.
Okay. Next question is from Abby, which Abby was very vocal last week about the homeless problems in this community. What kind of solution is to tell me to let homeless people into my apartment around my child, because I think we can do more as a community? And are you, as a mayor, refusing to do anything further? When you said last week that the city, cannot find funding to do more for a warming shelter or to help the homeless, but you think I might be able to find funding or a shelter for them, it shows the lack of compassion you have in your heart to say that this is a solution, not knowing anything about my life. I have the heart and desire to help, but that doesn't mean I have the ability to make things in our community like you can. I never said welcome them into your home. I'm sure it's big and spacious. I asked for solutions to work with the community to have more resources. How can you say these warming shelters are not being utilized, yet the hours are inconsistent and the availability for it is few and far? You wonder why so many people are upset. You walk around acting like your position is just a paycheck to you.
Oh. Okay.
Abby,
well, I apologize for offending her. But there are a lot of folks that, do look to and expect the government to address the homelessness situation, and simply building a shelter or staffing it or opening warming centers. Because as I mentioned, the warming centers don't get utilized. And yes, the inconsistency of the hours is because of the conditions of the weather. We're not going to leave the warming centers open 24 hours, when there's not necessarily the need for that type for shelter from the elements. And at the same time, if there's not somebody on staff or being able to stay in the warming centers or the shelters 24/7, you run the risk of illegal activity happening in there, or the innocent being accosted, or I didn't mean to offend with that, but there are a lot of those in the community that yes, if there was a solution, we already have it. Simply building a shelter, using taxpayer money, there would be restrictions and requirements in place that many of these, and this is from our police officers and city staff having conversations with those that may be encampments or in other public spaces. The reason they don't go to the shelters because they don't go to, a church or to the rescue missions, warming center or such, is because there's restrictions or rules in place that they either can't or don't want to live by. That's not a simple solution. I'm sorry that, because we don't have a solution, translates that there's no compassion for these individuals. At least folks and organizations in the Kokomo community are caring for them when other communities to the south of us are actually sending those individuals to Kokomo because of the amount of resources, which then gives the impression that the problem is continuing to grow and intensify, but always open to suggestions, not necessarily folks opening their homes, but I know that folks have even asked if the churches have gotten more involved and such. But yeah, if there's an opportunity for folks to provide additional services, we'd be happy to look at how the city could partner with that in order to assure staffing and resources that so many others are struggling to have.
Okay. Next question is from Stacy. You're building more houses and apartments. When are you going to build more grocery stores to support this problem? I live on the south end and then tells me it's live on the south end and then tell me it's not a problem. I don't want to drive all the way to your prime area that gets pitched to all the businesses. The statement was told to me at a meeting in your office. Markland and 931 are considered prime. So people who live on the south end get stuck with Dollar General or at a very small Kroger. Yes, the north end has the same problem, but at least they have a bigger Kroger to shop at. Stacy on Facebook.
Yeah, so we're not pitching particular areas to major grocers. We're pitching Kokomo to major grocers. And unfortunately, we can't force a major grocer to come and go to a particular area. We can incentivize them when they're interested, if there's opportunities with that. But if branching out to the Kokomo area doesn't fit within their marketing plan, then they're not going to come. Yes, I've mentioned that Markland and 931, and everybody knows that Markland and 931, has become kind of our economic hub, and that's where retail and stores want to be in the middle of that. It's not that we're going out and promoting those areas or pitching those particular ones, but she's right. Not so much the south end as the north end. There's definitely an unfortunate need for additional, but again, we can't just build a grocery store and tell a grocer to come in and do it. We continue to have conversations and reach out and try to sell the Kokomo area to these major grocers. But in doing so, wherever they look and decide to go, a lot of times, we're basically bound by what decision they make to invest in our community, no matter what it is, whether it's grocery, whether it's investment or an industry, any commercial type of store. or business. It's up to them ultimately to decide where they want to land and where they feel it will maximize their business.
Okay. Next question. Actually, let's talk to our friends over at Kokomo Antique Mall before we move forward. If you love the thrill of finding something truly one of a kind, you've got to check out the Kokomo Antique Mall in beautiful downtown Kokomo. This isn't just a shop, it's a treasure hunt with over 75 vendors and 3 full floors to explore. It's one of those places where you can wander for an hour and still feel like you've barely scratched the surface. You'll find everything from antiques to vintage decor to furniture, collectibles, home decor, and unique statement pieces that you won't see anywhere else. And because it's a multi-vendor mall, the inventory is always changing, meaning every time you visit, there's something new waiting around the corner. Whether you're a collector, a casual browser, or someone looking for that perfect piece for your home, you're bound to leave with something that has a story. They're open Tuesday through Sunday, 11 to 6 p.m., and it's the perfect spot for an afternoon browsing, treasure hunting, and supporting local vendors all in one place, right here in downtown Kokomo on Sycamore Street. So next time you're downtown, stop by the Kokomo Antique Mall, where every visit feels like a new find. John on Facebook, this is the 4th time I've posted this question. Does the city inspect and approve repatching after utility repair or installations in the street? John, this is probably the multiple time we've answered this question. Yes. You just haven't watched the show.
They do. I mean, so hopefully he's watching or will but yes, I mean, the engineering department does follow up with utilities. The issue that we run into is that legally they only are required to restore what they've disturbed. In most cases, we've been able to work with them to where they, do a little more. And in cases where there's been issues that have happened, I mean, some of these utilities have 3 different subcontractors that do the work. They've got one that'll come in and do the demolition or the construction work, one that'll come in and do the actual repair, and then one comes in later to do the restoration. So a lot of times there's a time lapse with that, but no, the engineering department does follow up and requires that. If folks are noticing that things are not or have a particular area or concern, I would encourage them to contact either my office or the engineering department to see if we can look into that to see what the issue may be or what may have been overlooked. So hopefully he gets that.
Jeannie on Facebook, the massive road/street pothole problems. They haven't been answered in the last 2 times I've posted my questions. Okay. So asking no more. Others seem to have the same question. How are we going to fix the roads? Jeannie wants to know.
So, I mean, we've got so much time and resources each year. We try to get to about 8 to 11 lane miles of streets and alleyways, weather permitted and such. But until we're able to get the asphalt plant open to do those, or to have some of the contracted work done on some of the major ones, we do patch on days like today. We may have the patch buggy out, putting some cold patch in. So folks are encouraged to report any potholes that they may see that we don't or need to get to. We're in the process. The previous pothole hotline number no longer exists. We've changed the phone systems, and so that phone number that was used before is no longer effective. So we're in the process of establishing a new number, and we'll put that out on social media soon once we've got that established and monitored. But again, time, resource, weather makes it a challenge to do as much as we can. It's never enough. I get it. In certain areas, probably need it more than others. And a lot of that, as we've talked before, we have an assessment done in the spring of the conditions of all the roads, give them a rating, and then those ratings are classified, and then that helps us decide which streets then go on that list for the given year. And I know they're in the process of working through that list now from last year's ratings. So do the best we can. It's tough. I mean, especially conditions in Indiana, the freeze and thaw that wreak havoc, as well as the heavier, equipment and trucks that are on some of the roads.
Okay. SKFKDM.
Okay.
I think that's an acronym of some kind.
Okay.
On Facebook, like many others, I'd like to know how the city can pay for niceties like the summer concert series, but many of our roads are still in horrible condition. I'd rather have some of the roads over here on the north end fixed. That would be nicer than listening to some obscure or has-been band this summer. I know you surely live in a nicer part of town, but get over here and drive around a little, see how crappy the stuff is.
Okay. Two different buckets of money. I mean, the Parks Department, which is a separate taxing unit. The funds for the summer concert series are that versus funds in the general budget to go towards street maintenance and such. I mean, so two different buckets that by state law we can't move money from parks into the general or general into the parks to use for that. So two separate buckets of money. But I guess the argument in favor or in support of our summer concert series, I mean, the more people we encourage to live in Kokomo increases the housing, which increases assessed value. Folks that live here, their income tax that's collected at the state and local level stays in the community. I mean, that's part of the struggle too, is that the amount of people that drive from other communities and work, stay at one of the Stellantis plants or hospitals or whatever the business may be, as soon as they leave and go back home, the income tax that's collected goes back to those communities and is paid there. I mean, so having the summer concert series, having the trails, having the parks, having reasons for folks to want to come to Kokomo and live, or even come and visit and eat in the restaurants and visit the antique mall and eventually, hit a baseball game or others. I mean, that's more tax revenue to come in to be used toward streets and such. Having that tax revenue, both property tax and income, go to the general budget. So delicate balance, not easy.
Timothy and Brooke on Facebook were asking just about road conditions, and it's winter in Indiana, folks. Yeah. So
as things get, again, asphalt plant should open around April. That'll hopefully Mother Nature cooperates, so we're able to address as many streets and alleyways. I know alleyways have been neglected for much longer than a number of our streets, but we try to get to the ones that we can. They're welcome to report issues to my office or the street department if there's specific things that need addressed.
Gotcha. Alice on Facebook, when is he going to undo the annexation of both Blue Spruce and Holiday Hills from the crooked, deceitful former Mayor Goodnight? Well, it's like an evil villain, the way you described him. Alice on Facebook.
Probably not. I mean, there's very few communities that I'm ever have heard of or aware of that, when areas are annexed, that they're de-annexed. I don't know what the process is. I don't know if there's like a petition that a certain percentage of residents in that particular area could petition the city or the state to be removed from city or town limits. But I know that, part of the frustration is that the expectation of once they were brought in to have certain utilities or additional services outside of trash pickup, police protection, fire protection, which police and fire protection helps with the insurance premiums for homeowners and such. I mean, so there's the benefit of that, but no plans that I'm aware of for de-annexation or even what that process would look like. But I'm sure that if she could seek legal counsel, or I'm sure ChatGPT might even give some information on how that process might look like if they wanted to pursue that.
Gotcha. We talked about this a little bit last week, but Cheryl on Facebook says there seems to be 2 to 3 accidents on Markland every day. Do you have any idea how much worse it'll be when Chick-fil-A opens? If you're heading west on Markland and want to turn south on the 931, you can't get into the turn lane now to go into Hobby Lobby. It's going to be an absolute mess. Why can't a road be established from the parking lot at the end of Hobby Lobby Strip by the Armed Forces building into Sam's where you can get to a stoplight? They already connected Meyer with Sam's Club. Yes.
There's a county regulated drain that runs back behind there, behind Sam's and such that I don't believe the county would permit to do, or if they did, would be, as I understand it, rather expensive. That was part of what was discussed, and the expense. I mean, you'd still have to get Sam's Club to agree to allow more traffic onto their property, so there'd be an access that easement or granting that they would have to work through. But I know opening Imperial Drive at the south end of the parking lot should provide a little bit of relief. And the work that our engineering department is doing now with NDOT, knowing that there's been an issue or been concerns with that intersection that, again, is NDOT's intersection. Has been issues for years. We did a little bit of adjustment on the west side of the intersection there with the access road and additional turn lanes. And so we're working with NDOT to see what can be done to address the traffic flow there on the east side of that intersection.
Okay. Mary on Facebook, when are they going to fix the road at 100 East and Center Road? You built 200 houses along the road, and the road is a death trap. Mary on Facebook.
East and Center Road. I think 100 East is still the one that I think has been brought up before. There's going to be somewhat of a quick fix this year in regards to some of the conditions of that, and will hopefully buy us some time until we can get additional funding to do something a little more substantial with that strip. But knowing that I think some call it 100 East, some call it 90 East because it runs at an angle. There's going to be some attention given to that this year.
Betty, when will we ever, Betty on Facebook, sorry, okay. She wasn't calling you Betty. Yeah. When will we ever get to see streetlights as promised when annexed into the city on South Park Road at 3712? It's so dark out there. Betty on Facebook. 3712.
I'd have to look to where that lies or lands, because the city works with Duke Energy. Duke Energy provides the street lights. I mean, that's something that we'll continue to look into. But if it's South Park, I know that there is a housing development planned. I'm not sure where they are now, but if that continues to go, obviously that would warrant Duke taking a greater or harder look at extending more street lights. Or was she talking traffic though? Was she talking stop like a stop like a traffic lights? Oh, she did say street lights. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So yeah, that would
she mentioned how dark it was.
Part of the plan, heading down that direction.
Oh,
South Park.
Mike on Facebook wants to know, why are there more apartment buildings being built instead of fixing the roads?
Well, I mean, fortunately, the city is partnering with these housing developments, but a lot of the development units that are going up now we've utilized READY funds for that. I mean, so it was the second round of READY that funding received from the state for our region. I mean, so there's the incentives of that, but again, using what we can to address the roads and streets. A lot of it comes down to time and money. I know that we could contract others out, but with E&B being the major provider of that type of road work, their project list is pretty extensive as well. And so we're fortunate to get on their lists when we can. Yeah, I mean, do the best we can with what we've got. Housing, not a whole lot of money outside of those ready funds are going toward those projects, or they're being incentivized by tax or site-specific TIFs to where once the assessed value increases, that what they pay in for property tax-wise goes back into the infrastructure in that area. So as that continues to grow, we can use those funds for streets and such in those areas.
Okay. David, this is a very niche question, David.
Okay.
I've been doing the show for a while. I don't think I've ever heard this before. Can something be done about the wire mess on the utility poles between the abandoned CATV lines and the Ameritech lines and the fiber cans laying on the ground by the poles? They pose a safety hazard, plus it looks bad. I would make a bet David used to be like a lineman or something like that. Like, who is noticing? You know what I mean? Like, that is a unique person to be like, those aren't organized right. We should do something. It's interesting. How many? I've never, all the years we've been, I've never heard something about the lines on the poles.
Nice question. Yeah. I mean, so that's something that I can have engineering department look into. Again, working with utilities that manage those poles and the lines and such. That to impose upon them the need and desire to clean those up, because again, the city, those aren't city utilities or city-owned utilities, whether it's wires or phones and such. But there's so much going on that a lot of the companies are sharing use of a lot of those poles. But but that's something that we can have. I can have the engineering department kind of look and identify when they've got staff out inspecting the roads and other things, other projects.
Okay. Brooke on Facebook, can we repave the alley on North Lindsay Street by 813 and 811? It has terrible potholes and a poor job left from when it was repaired before. There was finger quotes there. Yep. Also, no trash gets picked up in that alley. However, there was always a trash truck that goes down the alley and hits our fence multiple times a year. Are we able to then reroute them down an actual street instead? Brooke on Facebook.
Can definitely look at that. I mean, I'll have to go back through and make sure I write down
North Lindsay Street.
North Lindsay Street. We've got folks that are watching too. So North Lindsay Street, see where the alley lies, and the possibility of on-street trash as opposed to alley trash pickup.
I just found out a way that you can use AI, by the way.
Did you?
I might change your life.
There you go.
You ready for this?
I'm ready.
You could get the recording of this entire show. You get the transcript of the video. Mm-hmm. You type that into ChatGPT and ask it, hey, what are some action items I need from this show? You won't forget it. You won't forget anything. It has polls. I'm telling you. Perfect. Change your life. Awesome. Michael on Scanner, Scanner group page. When are we going to continue the construction of the bike trail continuing westward towards Rushville?
Rushville, yep.
It says Rushville. Okay. Yeah. Where's our roller skating rink since it's been gone for 25 plus years? How about there's nothing fun to do in this town unless you have money?
Oh,
Michael on Facebook.
Well, I mean, we've talked about the bike trail for the railroad company still owns that railroad line, and we haven't been able to come to terms with them on buying that line to extend it as much as we'd like to. And I know that we were trying to get county government involved as well, because obviously if that rail line or the trail would continue past the city limits through the county into Rushville and down to the county line. So just again, if we keep poking the railroad company enough to get them to back down on what they feel that rail line is worth, then we can move on that. Skating rink, the skating rinks were never city owned, but I know people have talked about it, and same way that a grocery store or other restaurants, I mean, if somebody wants to come to Kokomo or put something up, I mean, the city'd love to sit down and talk with them, or to hear what that might look like and how the city might be able to help in some way, shape, or form. Would love to have a skating rink back.
Okay. Getting to the end of it, we're almost to those live questions, but before we do, let's give a shout out to our friends over at Wolf's Smokehouse. If you're craving real barbecue, the kind that takes time, care, and serious smoke, then you have to check out Wolf Smokehouse. Wolf Smokehouse is a locally owned smokehouse and barbecue shack at 502 North Main Street in Kokomo, and they're doing things the old school way. They use fresh, never frozen meat, and they don't rush the process.
Nice.
Their smokers are rolling from open to close because their tagline, "We smoke all day," isn't just a tagline, it's a promise. On the menu, you'll find everything barbecue lovers dream about: tender brisket, juicy chicken, savory sausage, fall off the bone ribs, and a classic smoked bologna, all packed with flavor and smoked low and slow. Wolf's has delicious signature sides. Oh, hold on. I keep forgetting.
Oh, yeah.
They have signature sides that even offer catering, so you can bring that smoke to your next party or for work lunch. Here's the only warning: because everything is made fresh daily, Wolf's is known for one very real thing: they sell out every single day.
There you go.
When it's gone, it's gone. They're open Tuesday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. So do yourself a favor, get there early. Wolf Smokehouse, they smoke all day. Leslie on Facebook, Mayor, you probably have answered this before, but I want to know, how do you deal with publicly negative and personal attacks? Because you seem to handle it very well. I find it very disheartening when I read the untrue and personal attacks on you. Leslie on Facebook.
Thank you, Leslie. I mean, a lot of times one kind of consider the source and try not to take it personally. But really any of it, I mean, try not to take personally, because a lot of times, I mean, I understand, people are upset and emotional about certain things, don't always have the information. And so that's why I thank the Kokomo Post and other folks that give me the opportunity to speak and answer questions and such. I mean, because a lot of times, what someone may be asking may be something that others are already thinking about or didn't think to ask to begin with. But any opportunity to then inform and educate is always welcomed. But yeah, no, I've got great support at home. I've got a great team to use as soundboards. And fortunately, I've got a great relationship with God that helps me keep things in check.
Okay. Next question is from Howard.
Hey,
our friend Howard Tipton, which is definitely a real Facebook page, not just a dummy account. Howard wants to know, are you a Democrat?
No.
Okay.
Republican.
Michelle on Facebook. Shouldn't you wait to make sure the children are safe and not being harassed by adults? Wait, what? Hold on a second.
Sure.
We're going to skip that question for now. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Tiffany on Facebook. Since Indiana has been designated a drone test site and we are near an Air Force base, what is Kokomo doing to court these high-tech companies for expansion in our area? Tiffany on Facebook.
Working with the state IEDC, because a lot of times when not just that type of technology or any industry or any business, I mean, if they send site selectors to an area that they're interested in, we welcome opportunities to get with them or in front of them to sell our area and try to find a way to land the development or the investment, no pun intended. But no, I mean, being a good neighbor to Miami County, and having the development that we do and the great relationship with the IEDC, we always stand poised to answer the request for a meeting to see if Kokomo or Howard County is a good place for them to land.
Okay. Tiffany also wants to know, can Kokomo coordinate a local puppy bowl with the dogs in the animal shelters for surrounding towns like they do for the Super Bowl? That would be so cute, she says.
Okay, I'd have to look in. I'm not familiar with what that... I mean, I'm assuming that it's something around the Super Bowl that, I mean, is dog or puppy related. But yeah, I'm sure that if it is an opportunity not just to get dogs and folks together, but as a way to support the Humane Society, I would encourage her to contact the folks at the Humane Society and offer that suggestion, because they're always looking for ways to raise funds to help their cause.
Okay. Next question is from Danielle. Rumors of no 4th of July festivities, fireworks, etc. As it is 250th birthday for America, this should be a special one. Is this true?
It is not true. Part of what that may be stemming from is that because it's the 250th, as I understand it, because the city is not, the Haynes Apperson Festival is not a city of Kokomo sponsored event. I mean, the city of Kokomo does support it, does help cover costs for the fireworks and such. But because of the availability of the vendors, the Haynes Apperson Festival has now been moved up 2 weeks in the middle of June. So it'll be June 18th, 19th, and 20th, which then frees up the 4th of July. But because the 4th of July is available and open, where there is a group that is beginning to meet and assemble, the 250th celebration committee. I'm not sure if that's the official name of it, but it's the Howard County Historical Society. It's the Alliance. It's the Chamber. It's City of Kokomo. It's the parks. It's, any organization that has an interest in that. And we're actually looking at a series of events that day, which is the 4th. I know July 3rd would be First Friday, but the Chamber or the Downtown Association is now looking to partner with the city to do a First Saturday event as opposed to First Friday, because it is the 4th of July with events during the day. The Creek Chubs have a home game that night, and so there's going to be a home game with that, with America-themed activities and such going on before and after the game. And we plan to do, I know Greentown will probably have their fireworks, but after the game that night, there will be an over-the-top fireworks display to help celebrate America's 250th.
Love it. Okay. Before we get to those live chat questions, let's talk about our friends over at Berrycom. If you're tired of buffering,
kidding about there being a lot of ad reads.
If you're tired of buffering, spotty connections, or internet that can't keep up with your house or your business, it's time to switch to Berrycom. Berrycom is a local fiber internet provider serving the Kokomo area, bringing fast, reliable internet to the people who actually live and work here. Fiber means a stronger, more consistent connection for everything you do: streaming, gaming, working from home, video calls, running a business, all of it. And here's the best part. You're not calling some faraway help desk with Berrycom. You're working with a local team that understands the community and shows up for it.
Yep.
Upgrade your connection and keep your day moving forward with Berrycom, fiber internet built for Kokomo. Slater on live chat. Hey. Seeing the Indiana Hoosiers' success in the playoffs, how sad are you knowing that Notre Dame got snubbed from their shot at a championship?
I'm not that sad. I was initially, but this is such a storied season, really a storied 2 seasons for Indiana football, but particularly this year that I'm over the top excited for the Hoosiers. Pretty confident that they're going to make it happen and go down in history with this perfect season. So, yes, bummed, a little disappointed, believe it or not, in the Irish for kind of snubbing their nose at a bowl invitation, but if they did truly go to the team and ask the team to weigh in on it, then so be it. But yeah, go Hoosiers.
Okay. I think they've got it easy in the bag, by the way. Carrie on live chat. This might have been asked before. Okay. I live on Walnut between Phillips and Berkeley. People tend to fly through here as there are no stop signs. Who do you contact, or where do you start to get stop signs installed? Or how do you go about that? I feel like people use Walnut instead of Sycamore to get through faster, and they really, really do not pay attention to speeds through here. Right. Carry on live chat.
Yeah. So we can set up direct patrols at times, but again, availability of officers at any given time. But with that, if there's requests for stop signs or any type of traffic control, again, hate to throw the engineering department under the bus again, but we'd have to contact the engineering department for them to do some speed studies, some travel counts, but then would in turn make a recommendation to the city's traffic commission for consideration of anything. But unfortunately, throwing up stop signs may not always necessarily be the end all or be the correction. You can, even if you lower the speed limit in a given area, it's only going to keep the honest at times. And so, but I get it. There's a lot of neighborhoods where people want to avoid higher traffic flow, and buzz through area. So I get it.
Okay.
But that'd be the course.
Jeremy on live chat, not a complaint, but a good question.
Okay.
Would Mayor Moore be willing to share an invitation to the city to attend Sunday's Kokomo Park Band concert? It is at 2 p.m. at the IUK Havens Auditorium, and it's free. The concert is in celebration of the life of Martin Luther King Jr. and is titled A Tribute to Freedom and the Dream. Jeremy on live chat.
Absolutely. Yeah. So it's great that the Park Band has a great relationship, not just with IUK to be able to perform there, but I know that they also end up in Kokomo High School's auditorium when weather keeps them from the park itself. But speaking of Kokomo High School, I believe that Sharissa Lawson, which is music teacher out there, will be providing some vocals for some of the songs, but yeah, it should prove to be a wonderful event as always for our park band at IUK Havens Auditorium. It's this Sunday, 2:00 to help honor Martin Luther King Jr.
Love it. Ryan on live chat. What steps is the city taking to retain firefighters and police officers? How can we as a community become more competitive as it seems surrounding cities has caught up to or past our pay structures? How can we bring our numbers up to meet the needs of the community with the current budgetary constraints? Ryan on live chat.
Yeah, I know a few have already questioned the need for housing. I mean, continue to build housing so that folks that are working keep that income here, so that if we increase the amount of income tax that the city receives, we're able then to get that into the general budget to work on salaries and such. But I mean, therein lies the struggle. I mean, with tax revenues not being at the levels of other communities like the donut communities that are luring not just police or fire from the Kokomo area, but from all areas in central Indiana. It does become a challenge. Take-home cars, the training facility, and such for the police department, continuing to look to upgrade stations and the engines and such for the fire department. Just finding creative ways to incentivize folks to want to still live and protect the communities that they were raised in is a annual struggle. So especially with what other communities have to work with tax revenue wise.
Kind of like the transfer portal.
Yeah.
Right. College football right now. Yeah. Carl on live chat was also asking about the council giving themselves a raise.
Okay.
We've talked about that at length today.
Yep.
Jason on live chat. Kokomo is abundant in culture. Does the city plan on investing in other industries beyond automotive space? Examples being arts and entertainment, technology, sciences, etc. Jason on live chat.
Always. I mean, that's been kind of the ongoing desire of many administrations prior to me, is the need and desire to diversify the economy so there's not as heavy a reliance on the automotive industry as unpredictable at times the automotive industry can be, or how reliant it is on what's happening nationally. But just to see, as I mentioned, having space available, making the relationship we have with the state IEDC as strong as we can, so that when site selectors do look to Indiana, Kokomo and Howard County is one of those areas that is promoted by the state IEDC. And so when I first came in office, I mean, it was the desire to have a dedicated industrial park. So we made arrangements to purchase ground and begin that. Lo and behold, a couple of years later, there's a battery plant sitting on top of it. I mean, so that's the desire as well, is to look at the possibility for yet another area that could be a dedicated industrial park to try to lure other industry here. The arts, and we continue to work with that through the trail system and park system as well. I mean, those amenities. I mean, so always open to ideas for amenities and such to lure businesses or corporations here that would want their workers to live, not just work in this area.
Got it. Okay. Next question is from Randy on live chat. Can we start putting spinning reflectors on top of stop signs like I've seen in other municipalities? The intersection at Markland and Webster gets run often at night as if the sign isn't seen at all. Randy on live chat.
We can look into that. I know that we've had a few areas where there's been the solar powered blinkers, but looking at the possibility of the spinners. I mean, a lot of times too, that's kind of due to distracted driving. So until we can get folks to put their phones down, that's probably the biggest issue with traffic concerns or disregarding signs or lights and such, but definitely something that we can look into and consider in higher traffic areas or intersections where there's a higher incident of traffic accidents.
Okay. Next question is from Kurt on live chat. Why doesn't Kokomo try to get a sports park going like Grand Park in Westfield?
What? We have one. Championship Park out on the east side of Kokomo, between 931 and 31. It used to be Darrell Chapel Park. We've got an 8-diamond complex out there that, believe it or not, and again, a lot of this because it is a satellite site for Grand Park out of Westfield, in the last 5 years or so has been in the top 10 to 15 tourist attractions in the state of Indiana each year. So a lot going on out there. I mean, I get that, not just the baseball diamonds, why not, an indoor soccer field or indoor football or something. Again, that would be because there's additional ground out there that would be available. It's just a matter of someone being willing and interested in investing in that type of facility next to those diamonds as they have down in Westfield at Grand Park. So fingers crossed.
Okay. And last question today is from Mike on live chat. What's the best way to get a senior citizens discount for the trash pickup?
It would be, so the senior citizen discount is over 65, but it's income restricted. So it's the same over 65 tax deduction that you would receive from your property taxes. So head up to the Howard County Auditor's Office and see, and if you qualify for that deduction, then that will automatically transfer to or apply to the trash fee and cut that in half. So that's one that is already tied to what the county has for those that have filed that over 65 income restricted tax deduction on property taxes.
Okay. Well, there you have it, folks. That was a lot of questions today.
Yeah. Sorry we went long. I got long-winded on a lot of them too, so I apologize.
Appreciate those questions as always. So if you have any questions, maybe you're watching the replay of this, leave them in the chat. We'll pull them over for next week's show. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the new ad partners we have on this show.
Yes.
Help support what we do here. Really appreciate it. Mr. Mayor, do you have a dad joke for us today?
Yeah. Did you ever know that as a kid, I was addicted to the hokey pokey?
No.
Yeah, I mean, just insanely addicted to the hokey pokey.
Didn't know that was something.
It is, yeah. But I finally turned myself around.
There it is. That's a dad joke, folks. Thanks for watching this episode of the Mayor Tyler Moore Show here on the Kokomo Post, partnered with Robert Miller and Son Furniture. We'll see you next time.
See you, Kokomo.